With YouTube demonetizing independent media, please consider becoming a patron today for just $1 per month. Link below. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is Rustl'd for the 19th of April, 2018. We got one day to go till 420. One day to go. What are your plans? Curious to know. If you live in a state where it's legal, let me know down in the comments, because that's always going to be a lot of fun. But I want to jump right into what we got today, because there are 3 stories I've picked out that are all super crazy, and I definitely am looking forward to getting your feedback, so please leave that below, as well as comment on how you are enjoying this new particular format. I'm looking to get more information simply because YouTube has been throttling views this week. There's the reported YouTube blacklist that's apparently happening, and I just want to make sure that if you are enjoying this, if you're watching this, be sure to let me know, because then I can know what to change and what to fix, so on and so forth. So without further ado, let's jump into the first story. How does one define the extent they will go for love? Will they put themselves to the ultimate test to prove their affection? Will they scale Mount Everest? Will they cure cancer? Or will they rob a bank to impress their betrothed? It's a question. It's a question, because this is actually the case like that. This is actually the case of Bruce Rowley of Derby, Connecticut, who did just that earlier this month when he robbed a bank in Ansonia, Connecticut, in order to woo the woman of his dreams. That woman just so happened to be Taylor freaking Swift. Yeah, this guy robbed a bank in order to impress Taylor Swift. Now, this happened back on April 4th when Rowley walked into the Webster Bank, held it up for a mint, we still have no idea how much it is, they haven't said yet, then fled to Rhode Island, where he claimed to have tossed $1,600 over the wall of Taylor Swift's $17 million White Hill mansion. Because that's going to do what for a mansion of that size? Just clean the driveway? Jeez. Now, when interviewed about the incident, Taylor Swift was completely unaware of her suitor, who had allegedly tossed the money over her wall. Now, I say allegedly because the police have actually been unable to recover the cash thus far. And there was cash in there that had a red dye pack on it. They haven't found most of it yet. Now, however, Rowley was then spotted by state troopers heading back to Connecticut from Rhode Island, which is where they attempted to apprehend him. In fact, this led to a bit of a pursuit when he was finally apprehended by the police using spike strips in order to stop the vehicle. And they had no idea about the Taylor Swift connection until he was arrested and in the back of the police car, and he ended up muttering that he had intended to give the money to her in order to impress her, as well as giving some money to the Ansonia Police Department, as if that was going to make it all go away. Now, Rowley himself has been arraigned in Superior Court on charges of second-degree robbery and fourth-degree larceny. He is currently being held on a $100,000 bond. And I have to honestly say, looking at Rowley, just the idea of a guy goes into a bank, right? And this dude doesn't look like the biggest and the brightest and the best anyway. But he goes into a bank, he robs it in order to be able to take some money to give it to Taylor Swift as a way of saying, "A dowry, milady." I don't fully know if he understands just how just how much money Taylor Swift herself has. I mean, come on, man. Come on. Seriously, you gotta... But at the same time, stories like this are always kind of funny because they're fun to laugh at. They are. They're fun to laugh at because you look at it and you go, it's kind of funny. But when you look at the general idea of what happened, this is a guy who held up a bank, who scared people, who took money, who went to go and stalk down a celebrity in order to get her to like him. It goes to show you that, yes, this man has mental issues and probably does deserve to be behind bars, where hopefully he will in fact get the help that he deserves. The real question is going to boil down here to whether or not the state will attempt to seek rehabilitation, or if they're just going to throw him away and toss him away and throw away the key. We really won't have any idea until sentencing comes down, but I do hope a guy like this gets help. It doesn't appear that he had any violent tendencies, but then again, if you go to rob a bank in order to impress the musician that you are clearly in love with, it's probably a good thing that she never actually met him, because it could have gone an entirely different way indeed. Former Playboy Playmate Karen McDougal has been sharing the spotlight with porn star Stormy Daniels over her alleged affair with Donald Trump back in 2006. Now, she was originally paid $150,000 by American Media, which is the parent company of the National Enquirer, for the rights to her story, as well as to publish articles on health from her. Now, she claims that they tried to bury it in order to protect the Trump presidential campaign. And after the news broke of the Stormy Daniels affair, McDougal also made the rounds, claiming that she was being silenced by American Media, even though they originally claimed that she was free to tell her story, but that didn't really stop them from settling a lawsuit that she had filed against them. McDougal says, "I am pleased to have reached a settlement with AMI on my own terms, which restores me the rights to my life story and frees me from this contract that I was misled into signing nearly 2 years ago. My goal from the beginning was to restore my rights and to not achieve any financial gain, and this settlement does exactly that. I am relieved to be able to tell the truth about my story when asked, and I look forward to being able to return to my private life and focus on what matters to me. Thank you to my family, friends, legal team, and the public for the support I have received." Now, both McDougal's attorney and American Media have released similar statements claiming success in finding an amicable way to end this public battle. But under the settlement, and this is where things get interesting, McDougal will be on the September 2018 cover of Men's Journal, as well as getting a feature-length article written about her, and American Media will publish 5 additional health and fitness columns written by her. And one of the original claims, if I recall correctly, was that she only had 1 article published by her when she signed 2 years ago. However, in an interesting twist, the settlement only frees her up to tell her story. If she seeks any kind of exclusive financial gain from it, American Media is retaining a financial interest in the resale of her personal story. And I do find that to be quite fascinating, mostly because she says she's not looking to gain any kind of financial gain off of it. Never mind the fact that she was still paid $150,000. Stormy Daniels herself received $130,000. Stormy's then going to take that money and she's going to then make it as a donation to Planned Parenthood in both Donald Trump's name and Michael Cohen's name. And Karen McDougal, who knows what she's going to do with it. But I kind of find it interesting that, like, there's this morality coming out now about the money part of it. Like, they didn't have any trouble taking the money 2 years ago. Only now is it coming back out saying, "Oh, I have a problem with this." Like, I get it. I get it. I believe she had an affair with Donald Trump. I believe Stormy Daniels had an affair with Donald Trump. He is a renowned playboy. He very much does these kind of things. So I don't look at it as being anything more than just a standard day in the life of Donald Trump. What I find to be interesting about this story is that AMI is still retaining a financial stake in her story. Because right now with like the James Comey book that just came out, Stormy Daniels is probably going to write a book, if not already signed a book deal. And Karen McDougal is probably doing the same. It's one of the reasons why she's wanting AMI to push her articles on health and fitness. That's her way to have financial gain on the back end. It may not be from selling her story necessarily, but it will definitely be for making cash in the personal fitness, personal trainer area, which is very similar to how Stormy Daniels has seen a large increase in bookings due to this particular scandal. So people are benefiting off of this financially, and it's going to be interesting to see where it just all goes next. There are hundreds of thousands of YouTubers and aspiring YouTubers currently on the platform, with more to come as the years press on. YouTube is a great place for anyone to become a star. Hell, even a Kevin Smith lookalike who is good at commenting on current events can find themselves with a decent career. Anything is possible. However, it isn't all rainbows, kittens, and blowjobs, especially when it comes to the business side of the platform. And that, in current times, is one that is a very interesting topic of conversation. especially when it comes to dealing with lawsuits. Now, super popular YouTuber Poppy, whose real name is Mariah Rose Pereira, has amassed an insanely huge following over the course of the past few years, and she is currently being sued by another YouTuber by the name of Mars Argo over alleged copyright infringement, which is interesting to me, just overall. Like, how can you really argue that? Now, Argo, who has over 77,000 YouTube subscribers, believed that Poppy stole her shtick, and she's accusing Poppy of copyright infringement for copying her aesthetic. Basically saying, you know, this comes in YouTube segments, music videos, live performances, internet videos, and other performances or shows. Basically, everything Poppy does, Margot did first, and Margot did better is essentially what she's trying to say. But here is where things get even more interesting. Poppy isn't the only one listed in the lawsuit. Her partner, Titus Sinclair, is also being sued by Mars Argo. Although instead of copyright infringement, yeah, he's being sued for emotional and psychological abuse. Here's why. Mars actually dated Titanic Sinclair for 5 years, from 2009 to 2014, but eventually ended their relationship after he became violent, and then when they broke up, he became suicidal. He then went on to go work with Poppy, and the two have become internet sensations as a result, or I should say more so than they were with Margot. Complete with record deals and a YouTube Red series. Like, there's no denying that Poppy is huge. I mean, there's a lot there. I can't tell you how many subscribers she has because she has blocked that information from going out, but she definitely pulls in upwards of like 9+ million views a month. So that is a significant fan base there. Mars Argo with 77,000 subscribers, that's not a small number by any stretch of the imagination, but you can see that she's probably very upset that her ex-boyfriend left, took very similar, I guess you could say shtick is a good way to describe it, went over to another younger person, looks like, and then was able to mold her, craft her, and present her as being this thing. She went from being like Moira TV to Poppy TV or something like that. You know, he was able to take her from one thing and kind of like transition her into being something else. And as a result of that, you can see that that Mars actually feels probably slighted in here. And you know what they say, hell hath no fury like a lover scorned, right? And that's pretty much what this position or this situation kind of reminds me of. I've looked at a few of their videos. I've looked at both Mars and I've looked at Poppy's. Neither one of those are anything I really would ever want to watch on more than a research level. But that being said, I can see where there are similarities, but not enough there that's going to be able to warrant any kind of meaningful lawsuit. This really does just feel to me like Mars Argo is just trying to get back at them for being more successful after he left her. I mean, that's what it comes across as. Granted, she did file a 38-page lawsuit against the two of them. I haven't read it yet, but I'm pretty sure that if this is the general summary of what it is, it's not enough to go on. YouTube is a platform of hundreds of thousands of people. We all borrow from each other. You'll watch a YouTuber and you'll see what they do that you like, and you might take that for yourself. You might look at someone else and not like how they do something and then find a way to again adapt it or to learn from it. Or someone might watch you and take away something. We all kind of learn and pull and adapt from each other, and then trying to argue that it's you know, that it's copyright infringement is going down a very slippery slope on this platform, and not one that I ultimately get behind or support in any way, stretch, or form. So anyway, yeah, there's that, and I'll be curious to see what happens next, even if I feel it's probably going to get laughed out of court. All right, guys, that wraps up this video. That was some pretty crazy stuff, right? The Taylor Swift one, that cracks me up the most, simply because, you know, it's like you almost want to start singing the Meatloaf song, like, I would do anything for love. But you can't end it with I won't do that, because this guy literally might be going to federal prison for love because of Tay-Tay. So there's definitely that. But anyway, leave your comments below. Be sure to thumbs up the video, click on subscribe, click on that bell, follow me on social media. Follow me on social media, because that right now is one of the only ways to keep tabs of what's going on with the show and in my channel. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a fantastic day, and peace out. Hey, thank you very much for watching the video. Be sure to hit that subscribe, click on that bell, and follow me on social media. It's the best way to stay up to date on all things Mundane Matt, as well as check out 3 Buck Theater and the Rustl'd podcast streaming Sunday through Thursday, 9:30 p.m. on Rustl'd.net. Thanks very much and have a great day.